everyone. On this week's episode of Brunch with Angel, we'll be making bread pudding. The most important ingredient to a good bread pudding is the sweet bread. Now, what we have right here is called a challah bread. Challah bread is nice and airy and it's perfect for when you want to absorb pudding, which is what you do when you make bread pudding. We're only using half of this loaf, so we're going to rip it in half, and then we're going to start ripping that half of the loaf into 1-inch pieces and placing it onto a cooking tray, which we'll be baking at 300 degrees for about 25 minutes to dry out the bread so it absorbs the custard a little better. As our bread is baking in the oven and drying out, we're going to go ahead and start making our custard. Start the custard with 1.5 cups of milk, 1.5 cups of heavy cream, 1/3 cup of raw sugar, some cinnamon, and some vanilla extract. We're going to go ahead and whisk that all up, and we're going to go ahead and put that in the heat for about 8 minutes until it boils. Now that we're waiting for that to boil, we're going to go ahead and start zesting our orange zest for our mixture. We're going to go ahead and mix this into the milk mixture after it reaches a boil, and we're going to let that steep for about half an hour. Also, while I'm waiting for it to boil, I'm going to go ahead and start separating my eggs. We just need 1 whole egg and then just 2 egg yolks. Alright, the milk mixture has just reached a scalding temperature, so now we're going to go ahead and mix in our orange zest and 2 tablespoons of melted butter. We're going to go ahead and let that sit down and steep for about half an hour before we put it into the bread. Alright, the bread is dry now and ready for the bread pudding. Alright y'all, so I accidentally forgot to film the rest of this, but all you do is pour the custard on top of the bread and let it bake for about 35 minutes in the oven at 300 degrees. Alright, and this beautiful bread pudding is the end result. I hope you guys liked this video and I hope you guys come back for next week's video. Hope you guys liked it.